What's up, everybody? How you doing? Yes, so what do we got going? Did you see gold up above 1230 now? Had about a $35 rally since the rate hike. Ooh, who would have thunk it? Well, I told you, that's the way it works, okay? By the way, I've had a lot of people in the last day or so sending me emails and saying stuff like this. Mike, I've been following you in your videos. I've been reading your stuff on Real Money. By the way, an announcement on Real Money, street.com Real Money. They have cut me down to 1 day per week. I've been writing 4 columns a week for them since for about 4 years. They cut me down to 1 day a week. So if that pisses you off, let the editors know. I think I'm the best guy on there. I give you real information. I teach you things. The rest of the stuff on there is basically the same rehashed, unusable junk. All right. I mean, nobody talks MMT. I'm the only MMT guy on there. They cut me down to 1 day. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I got a bunch of emails in the past couple of days saying, Mike, I've been following you on YouTube. I've been following your stuff on Real Money, and I hated you in the beginning. I thought you were crazy. I thought your ideas were wacky, and then you have been right every single time, and I realize now that my own ideas were the wrong ideas. In other words, these people starting to come to it was an epiphany for them. They started to realize that the way they saw things and their understanding, which was kind of the wrong, out of paradigm, mainstream orthodoxy and this hard money, Austrian economics, all this kind of stuff, the way they saw it, it was wrong, and they've been enlightened. So it's always great to get those emails. And by the way, the markets reacted yesterday. Dollar down, Fed rate hike. Gold up, Fed rate hike. But I'll tell you this, folks. These people who have not been enlightened and who cling to these false beliefs, they're going to continue to say the whole entire way as the Fed raises rates, every time we come closer to another rate hike, they're going to say the dollar's going to go up. It's going to be bullish. They're going to follow the dollar all the way down. And then finally, at some point way down the line, when we're in a deep recession and the Fed starts to cut interest rates, and we could be talking years from now, they're going to say the dollar's going to crash, and that's when I'll be buying it, and it'll be going back up. I guarantee you, and that's when I'll be selling gold, and they'll all be buying gold. They will never give up their beliefs. They will never give up their beliefs. So, and along those lines, you have a lot of people here, and many of you, I have to commend you. You have really come around and you have been working on yourselves, particularly the mental game aspect. And, you've woken up to this concept, this idea that it's all about you. It's not about the markets. The markets are meaningless. It's a bunch of numbers moving up and down, but it's all about you, the management of yourself. But some of you here are still very weak, and some of you lack resiliency. And some of you try everything you possibly can to avoid the slightest bit of stress and adversity. And I'm telling you right now, you're going to fail. You're going to fail. And it's not just about trading, it's about life. If you can't toughen yourself up, if you can't handle some adversity, if you can't handle the stress, you're not going to make it. I had one guy here, he was a subscriber for a long time, then finally said, we got into a little period where things weren't going exactly perfect for a little while. And he said, Mike, I'm quitting your subscription. And I found something that is so fantastic and so wonderful and so terrific. It's momentum trading. Yeah, well, momentum trading. So a couple of things here. First of all, momentum trading. So you buy high and you sell low. That's a great approach. Okay, fine, momentum trading. All right. But it's, again, the bigger point here, and the point where, it exposes the weakness of people. And I've said many times that trading exposes your true self. It's this idea like, I don't want adversity. I need to find some system some method, some person who's going to pick me up and carry me across the finish line, and I never have to feel any sort of stress or worry or adversity or whatsoever. It doesn't exist. Momentum system. Yeah, good luck with that, guy. All right, a couple of things here, a couple of announcements. The Dutch election didn't go well for the populist guy, that guy Geert+Wilders. He lost, all right? So a little bit of a hit taken by the whole populist movement, you know, which got going with Trump, and they're talking about the same stuff happening in Europe with the Dutch election and Marine Le Pen. So looks like a little hiccup in that whole thing, maybe just temporarily. Could be very much that Marine Le Pen ends up being the next president of France. We'll have to see what happens, how the polls start to come together now after the loss in the Dutch election for this guy who just lost last night. We got a rally in euro dollar back up above 107. We got a rally in British pound across the pond, British pound dollar up above 103. So again, dollar weak, and I'm sure it's leaving a lot of these guys scratching their heads like, oh, the Fed raised interest rates. I had that guy here last week or the week before calling me a clown or some name, saying this guy, meaning me, he doesn't understand that rate hikes are bearish for gold. I'm sure he sold it, under 1,200. It's up above 1,230 right now. Goldman Sachs turning bearish on the stocks for the second quarter. Somebody sent me an email saying, Mike, that's the kiss of death for us. I almost have to agree, but, maybe they'll get it right one time. So remember, rate adjustments are price adjustments. Rate hikes are price hikes. I had a lot of people in the past couple of days. Really, I have to repeat this because it's it makes me optimistic. I had people coming to me saying, Mike, I disagree with everything you said for so long, but you've been so right, and I realize now I was the one that was wrong, meaning them. They realized in themselves that they saw it the wrong way. And folks, it's okay to do that. That's what happened to me back in 2002 when I discovered MMT. I met Warren Mosler, and I criticized him. I was very rude at a conference. I stood up. I mocked the things he was saying, but on the way home, I started to think about it, and a light bulb turned on in my head, and that's when a whole new world of understanding began for me. So it could happen for you guys too. Anyway, that's my update for this morning. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.